Hello everyone and welcome back to the revisionary classes on capital budgeting. This is the sixth part of the revisionary classes. Let me remind you, in the fifth part we started our discussion with risk analysis under capital budgeting, and there we have talked about two different approaches, the conventional techniques and the modern techniques or statistical techniques. So in the part 5 of the revision classes we have dealt with all the conventional techniques. Here obviously we have to begin our discussion with these modern and statistical techniques. So modern techniques and statistical techniques, how do these come into picture and what exactly you have to do over here? These are statistical techniques where there will be involvement of probabilities. So when you talk about the future cash flows, you are definitely uncertain about the amount of the cash flows. So cash flow in the future could be 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, any amount. So what is the probability that cash flow will be 2 lakhs? What is the probability that cash flow will be 3 lakhs? What is the probability that cash flow will be 5 lakhs? You will be informed cash flows along with their associated probabilities. So the respective amount of cash flow will be multiplied to the respective probability and the aggregate value will be EVCF, that is expected value of cash flow. Once you have computed the expected value of cash flow, that should be considered as estimated cash flows for all your calculations ahead, calculations like NPV. So when your computation of net present value is based on EVCF, then the resulting NPV is basically identified as expected NPV or ENPV. So expected NPV is just nothing different from NPV, but it is NPV computed on the basis of expected values of cash flows. So friends, what I have done, I will just give you some important notes over here, and we have covered all these detailed concepts in the concept videos. So some important notes over here. So modern techniques or statistical techniques. The statistical techniques mainly involve use of probabilities for determining EVCF, that is expected value of cash flow. EVCF is the aggregate of cash flows multiplied by respective probabilities for each year. Once EVCF is determined for each year, then such EVCF should be used for determining NPV of the project for the purpose of project appraisal. Please refer question number 11 and question number 12 from regular class videos for developing complete understanding about this concept. Now, the video link has been obviously given in the description below this video, so you can definitely watch it if you want. Now let us talk about the next aspect of these modern techniques or statistical techniques, that is measurement of risk. When you identify that you have a task for risk management, your first objective is to measure the degree of risk involved, and therefore risk measurement is the first step in risk management. So how much is the degree of risk in a project that you have to evaluate first of all. Now, how to determine the degree of risk? We have two different categories of risk which we talk about. One is the absolute risk and one is the relative risk. So let us first talk about the absolute risk involved in any project. Now statistically, the variance in the cash flows or the standard deviation of the cash flow will be the measure of risk, which is absolute risk. So what happens? Why standard deviation is the measure of absolute risk? Let us conceptually try to understand this. When you say that cash flows are risky, you should first understand what could be a factor that can make a cash flow risk free. What can make cash flow risk free? That there are no fluctuations in the cash flows. That means your cash flows are constant. For example, if you have made investment in government bonds, no matter what happens in stock market or debt market, the returns on government bond will be static. That will never change. That makes that security, that makes that investment a risk-free investment. Now, if staticness of return is making an investment a risk-free investment, that means deviations in the returns or deviations in the cash flow would obviously make it risky. That means the higher the deviation, the higher is the risk, the lower the deviation, lower is the risk, and therefore the degree of deviation will indicate the degree of risk, and therefore we determine the risk measurement of any project by applying standard deviation of its cash flows. So let me quickly give you some notes over here about the measurement of absolute risk. So the deviation in the cash flows can be considered as basic cause of risk. The absolute risk of any project is measured by standard deviation of its cash flows, or the same can be measured by even the variance of its cash flows. Variance is nothing but the squared value of the standard deviation. Standard deviation, that is symbolized as sigma, or variance, that is sigma squared, are indicators of total risk or absolute risk of any project. Variance of cash flows, that is sigma squared, is the squared value of the standard deviation of cash flows, that is identified as sigma. Now the calculative part has been covered in the concept videos. Please refer the same if you find a need to do so. Now there is yet another mode of measuring risk, that is the relative risk involved in any project. What is the meaning of relative risk? Here you are trying to compute the standard deviation for every single rupee of cash flow. For example, expected value of cash flow is rupees 1 lakh and the standard deviation in cash flow is rupees 30,000, then coefficient of variation will be standard deviation of EVCF, that is 30,000, divided by EVCF, that is 1 lakh. So 30,000 of deviation is expected when the cash flow is expected as 1 lakh. That means for every 1 rupee of cash flow, the expected deviation will be 30,000 divided by 1 lakh, that is 0.3. That means for every 1 rupee of cash flow, the degree of risk that is involved is 0.3. That degree of risk, when you talk about in totality, that is 30,000 as standard deviation, it is total risk, and when it is expressed for every 1 rupee of cash flow, it is becoming a relative risk, that is coefficient of variation. So let us write some notes about the same, and here you write coefficient of variation is a relative risk measure. Coefficient of variation, that is CV, relates risk of a project in relation to EVCF of the same project. So CV is computed by taking standard deviation divided by expected value of cash flow. Coefficient of variation measures risk in terms of each rupee of cash flows. So once you have written these notes, let us move ahead and now talk about the reference. Refer question number 13 and 14 from regular class videos for developing complete understanding about this concept. Thereafter, we have to deal with the next concept, that is dependent versus independent cash flows. Now, what exactly do we mean by dependent versus independent cash flows? So, your cash flows which are uncertain may still be dependent on earlier year cash flows. For example, I am estimating that the first year cash flow in any project would be either 1 lakh or 90,000, and then I say if the first year cash flow is 1 lakh, the next year cash flow will be 1,10,000, and if the first year cash flow is 90,000, the next year cash flow will be 80,000. If I have cash flow patterns which are dependent on the previous year's cash flow, we call that pattern of cash flows as dependent cash flows, and if the cash flows of any year are not dependent upon the previous year's cash flows, we identify such cash flows as independent of any factor. That means anything can happen, any cash flows can arise, the cash flow in any year are not dependent upon the cash flows of previous year. Under both these situations, how would you determine NPV, and what will be the relativity of expected NPV, which is computed by using concept of expected value of cash flow? All these concepts I have covered up in these concept videos, which are mainly covering through question number 15 and 16 from regular class videos. Please watch those videos if you find a need so, and the link of the same has been definitely given to you in the description.